Oh, that's something else. That's essentially what I was trying to show you when I did the expansion and the high and the low above it. So I put a whole lot in this call subtly that you will see when you rewatch it. The expansion definitions and the conditions under which you see that it's expanding, and how you frame where it should stay above or below, that is something that you should not take lightly. It's very, 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 very useful. Very, very useful. That's the thing. As I saw, it's about ONS. Somebody messaged me last week and said ICT was teaching overnight session. I'm like, what? Look at that. So if you start seeing overnight session pop up, smile and wave.
It's like when the inversion average wave started. It was like, nah, you 2 years, you'll be here about a year or two behind, brother.
Yeah, but he's teaching it from the 6 a.m. perspective. 6 a.m. starts his so it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah. I didn't hear the specifics, just that they heard about overnight session. I'm like, oh, it's interesting. Should be fun. What do you feel about 10 a.m. opening price? 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m. It depends on if the market's consolidating. 10 a.m., 10:05 becomes important in consolidating markets. Outside of that, I don't really care. Get confused when the BPR leaves its BPR and enters a previous BPR. Huh. Maybe we should perform what does this create an imbalance? So, because we read price action from left to right, if there's a BPR and then the market prints a BPR inside that BPR, I'm referencing the old BPR. Unless you're trying to micromanage or hyperscalp something inside here, don't lose sight of where we are. Like ICT said in one of those old videos, where we are, where we're coming from, where we're likely to go. Yeah, you know, and shit. Yeah, I've been converted into that whole shifting. Because you're the Fibonacci, art math class. I'm gonna have to put that together. So the problem between 9-12 UTC -4, UTC -5 debate is not something I really want to open up again because we're way past that. We're way past that. So think in terms of equities open. Equities market is what we want to think about. That's a static moment, even though it's viewed through different times. It's a static moment. Make life easier. Sure. Recording will be available for everyone. All right.
Hey, Kish, you said just it's off topic, right? Not really off topic. In terms of Asia, you say you wouldn't teach that because it was like the minute thing that isn't like the difference because it opened at 601 or something like that, right?
Wait, say that again. Why I
I,
don't?
I I remember you said in a video that you wouldn't teach Asian session yet because it had a difference in time, like a minute or something.
Yeah, Asian session has a couple things that I don't recommend. As a matter of fact, if you create any indicator specifically for indices and you try to like switch it over to forex in Asia and it gets wild, it starts distorting the time. So just leave Asia alone as much as you can. Leave Asia alone.
Yeah, no, I asked you that because I working and sometimes I finish late, and Asia and sometimes London might be the best time for me to, get a quick trade in, and then because I did right in the early when you started the Telegram group, actually, you say you used to trade Asia.
Yeah,
And
I had no choice. I had no choice when I just started trading. I was leaving work at like 5. When I got home, traffic and all was just time to look at Asia. I wait for the market to open and then look at Asia.
yeah, exactly. I'm basically at the same point with you. Or take a quick nap and then wake up for London.
No, never that. What I say is you have to trade on Asia is all that you have. You have to go swing. You have to go swing, man. You have to use H1 and swing.
Got you.
Because anything else, Asia doesn't give you that. Like, you can't predict Asian volatility. You'll be in Asia and it's toying around 20 points back and forth until you get frustrated and you leave, and then it moves, and then you're like, maybe I shouldn't trade Asia, I should trade London. And then I don't like what it does to your psychology. So I just don't.
Got you.
How many A+ setups can we expect every day? The reality is I expect one A+ setup every single day, but I expect it to happen here. Every single day, I'm looking for one A+ setup between 8 and 11. Every single day, one A+ setup inside there. What that does to me is, at this time, I get to see everything, and I get to scale in, and I get to play both sides if it allows for both sides. Because sometimes we open and the key level is all the way down here, and you get to trade the drop to the key level, then the move away from the key level. No one, you should see this drop to the key level and then this move away from the key level. But yeah, so if you can frame one, because Nasdaq always moves like 50+ points between here and here. So you just need to be able to identify the level that you should trade from, and then what you want to see at the level on which time frame, and then that's enough. You scale in if it allows you. If it allows you to scale in, then you scale in. If you just want one shot, one kill, you one shot, one kill, 50 points, and you're done.
You wouldn't believe some people already messaged me.
Not
Let us
surprised.
say some people. I got no shame.
Not surprised. Oh gosh. Oh.
This is the guy.
Kenny shows what the indicator does as a stopping or ending the recording once. In time. Andy, you're the second person I'm seeing being in love with Bitcoin. Darius is the other person. Like, Bitcoin is moving. You shared the indicator with Mona, you just showed him. I just showed him. So you still discount Asian highs as liquidity. There's no yes or no to that. So I'll just say yes. Yes. I think yes is a good response. You can use Asian highs and lows to stock liquidity in New York. You're gonna have to incorporate too many things. Shows the new ONS. There's no new ONS. There's no new ONS, man.
I have to wait for ICT 2025.
ICT 2025. Nah.
Hey, Kish, one question. So you are talking about the submission of orders. That is what you track now, right? So do you take the submission of orders from the current day, or is it also submission of orders from previous days?
Hey, that's the question of questions.
That's the mother
That's-
question.
That's a mother question. So think about it. Like I said, what I found explained what I was trying to figure out back then. And that's one of the things I was trying to figure out. If the range has to be created for the look back function to work and then the liquidity hunting to take place, it means that yesterday creates the liquidity for today. And that's why New York morning session is used for settling orders. And then PM is just settlement check. That's it. But so here's what I'll do.
Does that go deeper into Globex?
Oh, that explains so much about Globex, but I don't even have to use Globex to explain it. This is what I will say, all right? This is what I will say, and I want to listen carefully. About 2 years ago, I was explaining to someone, I was explaining how I used Wednesday as the start of the week and 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. and all that good stuff. And then I just stopped because it was around that time when ONS kind of the CME knowledge kind of exploded for me, and I just put all that down because of China penny syndrome. See, the CME stuff really helped me understand price delivery. But what I didn't realize that CME was supplementing what I'd already known, but I wasn't at that place mentally to put it together. Where I'm at now, I'm able to put CME plus all of that stuff together and really see what I was so close to. So I am going to humor you with this. I'll go back to Monday. And I will show you this. Okay. I'm going to say, listen carefully. All the way. I'll stop it at 11. You see this? Make sure you can see this view of price every single day. Right here, this is when everything starts. This is when everything starts. When they check and they start building for the new day. And then New York does the rest. I'm going to just frame out every day, 2 p.m. Because if I don't allow you to do stuff on your own, this mentorship will never end. And it has to end. It has to
I mean, it
end.
doesn't have to.
No. I've already spoken to like 7 persons, all wanting one lifetime payment and one lifetime access. And I feel like it's time we stop.
Yeah, just let me pay to be your friend for life. I'm good.
I just want you to pay attention here. Just pay attention. That's all I'm asking you to do. Pay attention. I'm going to put one other box on the chart. That box is going to be from 8:15 all the way to 11 o'clock. I would encourage you, with every fiber of my being and all the love in my heart, to study how trading inside this box of time, utilizing that opening price, and something you're going to naturally get curious about. So I don't have to measure, I don't have to comment. Study how this is always pointing to something. So earlier in the call, when I was saying, Moan, you know where that key level is? That's because you knew where that key level was. There's always going to be something painfully obvious just jumping out at you. If you pay attention to 8:15 to 11 a.m. in relation to this opening price. When I say this makes ONS looks like support and resistance, I was not joking. There is a very, very beautiful relationship that's taking place. You can see it for yourself. Very beautiful. And that's what these indicators are pointing to. But yeah. Very, 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 very sexy stuff taking place. Very,
You
very,
might as well just turn the indicators on now, though.
huh?
You might as well just turn the indicators on.
No, no, no. I have to allow you. I have to allow you to go and remember. It's not about watching me and saying yes, he's good. Yes, no, no, no. It's about using. It's about using same thing that I'm using to frame context and find your own trades.
Shane, you spoke about once you found out, like you said it very subtly earlier. You said once you were able to see what you're looking at now with orders, you paid attention heavily to AMD.
Mhm.
So now I'm gonna talk about AMD as relations to 2 p.m.
Mhm.
Please, brother, please.
If you're looking at 2 p.m. opening price every day, then that means that the accumulation starts at 2 p.m. and then there's the manipulation above or below it, kind of like the Judah swing that ICT's always talked about.
Mhm.
And then obviously distribution during the New York session.
That's it. That is the gem of this call. That what you just said right there. Like even if you've never traded or you've never known anything trading related, this is one. If you just start with that premise alone, if you just start with that premise and like basic curiosity like this, this is the most basic curiosity. This is the most basic curiosity anyone can have. You will see. And the most basic of curiosities. You will see. You will see. But your journal, start with the assumption. Just go and test. Just go and test. Don't be shy. Just write what you see and let the rest happen.
No. before you leave and leave me with this carrot in my face, do you still apply certain time elements? Or let me just say, are you applying particular time elements around this and not the ones that we've been using, like with the overnight session?
So think about it like this. 90% of what I've taught you is how to read delivery and how to enter. Yes?
Correct.
That goes without saying. Like everything I've shown you is how to read and understand what's going on and how to enter the market based on what's going on. Add this to that, and you get how to read and understand the market when it's trying to reach for something. Understand?
Yeah.
That's what you should get. This study should bring you to that understanding. When it's reaching for something, what does it look like, or what should it look like? And then the rest is.
Another question too is just because I'm just curious, what exactly would you be able to give like a concise way? Because I also want to advance in my understanding of like settlements and orders. Because when you speak that way in that language, my curiosity obviously it's sparked up. It's like, oh, I want to know about order settlements and things like that. I hear ICT now talking about the settlement price, and I'm just like, what does that even mean?
Exactly,
So
bro.
Wait,
what?
Say it again?
ICT is talking about settlements now. He's talking about that. But what I'm saying though is like they say it like when I hear you two speaking like that, I'm just like, what does that mean? Like the settlement is when they take liquidity of what the liquidity that they form, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. But I'm just saying though, forget about the question of like I'm not asking you what a settlement is. I'm asking you for me to learn more on that end. Can you give a concise structure on how to go onto CME, get the information, and then being able to apply it without looking at things that are illusional? Like you're just making things up around it without actually understanding it, but more of a how did you formulate what you were learning from CME, and how did you take that information and you applied it to the charts? Like, was there a way that you kept yourself in check so that way you weren't just making things up or looking at things just because you're looking at things?
I like that question. So here's the reality behind that question. At first, I absorbed everything. I didn't know what I was reading. I was just reading. Like if I told you how I'm pretty sure I did. How I came across CME was Tevon introduced me to fundamentals, and page is not loaded. So when he initially introduced me to fundamentals and he gave me this website, it was purely to know when the next FOMC meeting was going to be. So I never scrolled past this. As far as I knew, this was the website. Ignore the obvious clues in front of my face saying like there's a back arrow and all that. I only focused on this. One day he asked me something about, well, he didn't really ask me. We're having a conversation about the percentages. And like I was just lost to the conversation, and he said, did you scroll down on the website? I'm like, never scroll down on the website. I didn't know you can scroll down. And I went and I scrolled and I looked. And we walked through how to read and understand what's going on here. And you scroll down and you start seeing more stuff on the page. And then when you go back to the top, you see something very interesting right here.
I've been on that myself.
I'm a new trader trying to figure out stuff. And this website that has so much information also offers education. Come on, you're going to click it.
Of course.
Yeah. So I clicked it. And then I started going through everything. Literally everything. That's why I'm saying a lot of the stuff I know, you just need it. It's just cool to know it. It doesn't actually help me trade. But I know a lot about trading, barter system, all that good stuff. But then you start going through things and they start telling you about the settlement cycle. And by now, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen that time frame, what it looks like. So you start going through, just learning, going through. Then you look at what they suggest in terms of time that stuff's supposed to happen. And you look at the chart. What's happening at that time? Nothing jumps out at you. Then you start thinking, stop being crazy. These times tell you when something should happen, but you know what should be happening. They should be running liquidity. They should be doing all that. So start looking at where's the liquidity prior to these times. And that's when things started to make sense. And that's when ONS started to make sense. And that's when ONS was born in my mind. And I put it, like I said, I put down everything I was doing before. And yeah. So I'd say if you want to understand settlement, this is what you need to know. You need to know that outside of us trying to read and predict candlesticks, there is a real market where real orders are being submitted, filled, and settled. Full stop. There are persons in production who are buying wheat by the hundreds of thousands of barrel, oils by the hundreds of thousands of barrel. They're selecting their ideal prices, they're submitting orders, they're getting filled, they're getting oil delivered, they're getting contract rollover. All that is taking place for real. Whether there's a candlestick chart or not, that's taking place for real. So what you need to understand is, if these orders are coming into the market and they're getting matched and filled and settled, what does that look like on a chart? If I know that today oil rallied from, I don't know where oil is right now, let's say $80, I don't know, somewhere close to that should be. Let's say oil rallied from $80 out of nowhere, 3 days of rally. What does that tell me? It tells me that there was a whole lot of orders being filled somewhere near 80 and prices going up and they're going to be settled. Somebody's going to be settling their long orders. What's going to happen when the orders get settled? They're going to sell the contracts. When they sell the contracts, you're either getting physical oil delivered or something. We don't know all of the details for that.
Right.
So put a line, like put a horizontal line on your chart at 80 and start cycling through time frames. What do you notice has been happening around that 80 price level? It's making a whole lot of relative equal lows. Okay, what time is it making these lows? Well, it's making the same lows every single day for the past couple of days. And the market has not been taking these lows. Despite being wild in London in the morning session, it's making the same lows at the same time every day. Something is going on at that time. And if it keeps making the lows and it's not going below 80, maybe they're accumulating oil prices or orders at that level. So if you see the same pattern happening the same time of day, we don't know, but let's assume. Let's assume as a mathematician that this is happening. If it's happening, what should support it? What are the things that price should print that says this assumption is actually happening and I'm not crazy? Write them down. Test them. If it's accumulating, it should open, it should go below the opening price, it should do this, just stay there, something. Is that happening? You start seeing it happening over and over again. Get curious. Grab an M5 chart, just mark out all the opening prices. Look at what's happening throughout the hour. How are we behaving in relation to the opening prices? What about all these lows that we've been accumulating? What hourly candle seems to be reaching into these levels and then running away from them? Is it consistent every day? On the days where it fails to reach for what's happening? If you notice that there's a range that it reaches below the low every single day, what happens on days when it only reaches into the 50%? What happens on days when it's only settling at the high? What happens when New York is above the open. What happened when New York is above the 50%? What happened in New York? Just write these things down. You don't need to rush and do everything in one day. Allow yourself to go through the data and let the data tell you. Then you forward test. Is this happening every day? Every time we open 8:15 and we're above here, and then imbalance is right here, we reach into here. Every time when this happens and 8:15 is right here, we find support at this level. Forward test it. In the same, like forward test it like this. 8:15 is here. What are we doing? 8:15 is there. What are we doing? How are we behaving after 8:15 in relation to the open? Are we reaching for the open? Are we reaching for a range? Are we reaching for the high? Just let your mind see that, and you will see it. You will see it. Like, I have zero doubts that you will see it. Zero doubts. Zero doubts. I'll end this call with running through the previous week, starting up Monday, 2 p.m.
Interesting.
And then let you just see it. Monday, 2 p.m. Extend that all the way to 11 a.m. the next day. There.
And just so we're clear, do you recommend that I go through all the education on CME, or do you feel like it'd be a waste of time?
If you try to go through everything, it will be a waste of time. But if you try to search for specific topics, you'll find more what's that word? You find more out of it that way.
More focused.
Yeah, more focused. If you try to just look at everything, it's not organized in any cohesive fashion that you could say from this lesson, learning this makes sense right after. No. But if you say, I'm going to spend some time and study only everything on futures market, then you start being a little bit, you start seeing a little bit better. Things start making a little bit more sense.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So at first glance, if you're looking at this and it doesn't look like anything, submit.
I'll spam you later.
All good, all good. I'll be here. Notice 8:15 to 11 a.m. Always doing the same thing. Always doing the same thing. And when it's not, or when it doesn't, you can always see it. And if it's reaching far above something, then you could see that too. But yeah, I really appreciate the fact that you guys came out today.
So, Kish, between 11 and 2, what's that? Distortion, that space?
Remember when I said I'm going to leave you to study some things?
Yeah. Okay, fine. I got it.
That's one of them.
Yeah. Probably embarrassing macro, but okay.
That's one of them. Maybe it's a void. Who knows? Maybe it comes back in the afternoon. Who knows? Who knows?
That's crazy. Yeah. You made me think now. So now I have to throw away overnight session.
You don't have to. You really don't have to. You could use that as confidence. I just don't want to. I don't want to use that as confidence because this is just better.
You see, that's very difficult to do when we are inspired by everything you do, bro.
Yeah, this is just better. This is just better. If you have ONS on, it's just going to be more confluence. More confluence. If you like more confluence, you can't go wrong with more confluence. More confluence equals more confidence.
Because you know the thing about you. Every time I think or we think that we've made a step that, that's towards being you take like 15 steps forward and we're like, oh man, we gotta go. We got far more to go.
That means that one day you'll be better than me. And then
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
higher as a
If you keep on expanding, if you keep on getting better like this, man, we're gonna be chasing your tail forever.
no, the only way I stay above you guys is if I automate a lot of stuff that I know.
Yeah.
When I
Look-
when I get to the point where I can automate stuff, oh gosh.
Look
Yeah,
at
they're gonna probably have to, put the oil in the plane, in the air, like your plane will never land.
Uh,
You'll
but
write a book.
yeah, I have a book.
Nice.
I have, well, I don't know. I don't have a book to sell.
Ah.
I have a book.
FX Trader said, just when I made a nice progress with ONS, and then he puts his tongue out.
No. It's good. It's good. It's good. ONS is good. Just remember this. Everything that I've ever shared not only helps you to read and understand, but it helps you to transition into the next lesson. This is the next lesson.
And this is gonna be you're gonna teach this or no? Do you plan to? I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying if you do, hit me a quick DM on your thing, and then I'll pay for your WAP.
Initially, I didn't plan to. I'm like, this just feels wrong. Like I was on a call and somebody said, I don't think that we should know this. I'm like, that's probably true, but there are no strings on us. We don't have any NDAs with guys in the black van. We can talk about whatever we want.
We're loose. We're loose.
But with any information, it's the same thing. It's the same thing for anybody who's I guess trading mentor, air quotes, is that you share something under the premise that everybody who understands this is going to take it, make what they want, live a quiet life, and be happy.
That's all I want to do. That's
But
literally all I want to do.
there's just always somebody who wants to, like ICT said, be that cool kid. I'm the one that went and made it available to everybody.
Yeah, right.
Um,
As you get older, you start realizing it's not about the cars, it's not about the houses. It's just about being able to have your time with your loved ones and making the most out of it, with what you get out of here.
Indeed.
And sitting and watching the sunset.
Literally, that's all that matters.
I talk about that day, like a lot of times. That day when we're there watching the sunset.
Yeah.
That's one of the best days I've had.
I wish I could have taken a picture of your face back then, because remember I told you, like, you did it, right? You said, yeah, I did it.
I was at peace, like
Yeah.
almost a kilometers out on the pier, orange sunset, like 4 of us, me, 2 AJs, Nate, and Shakir.
And Shakir, yeah.
Felt peaceful. So I plan to be back there in February.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in the carnival group, so you might see me be a little bit reckless out there.
Oh man, but yeah, as long as, like, I say this a lot of times, and I'll say it again. My intention is just to give you guys what I didn't get. I don't know. I just feel like that's my purpose with all of this. Being able to say, hey, listen, all that information is pointless. If you pay attention here, you're good. I just feel like that's why you know me. You know me for that sole purpose. Sole purpose, nothing else. So that's it. Expectations to hold through the weekend. Not a fan of Bitcoin, and too many things going on. Too many things going on.
That's it.
But guys, it's been a fun chat. I hope we can do this more often. Hopefully next time somebody will be willing to share
The findings.
a couple of winning trades, a couple of losing trades, talk about stuff. Keep it human, and not superficial like social media. Right? Just keep it human. This is what we do. This is why we do it. And that's it.
So what time is the call Monday?
I don't even know what the calendar looks like for Monday. I don't even know what the this is dead. This week is dead.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, dead week.
Except for that.
I'll try to squeeze some of the guys who I don't know if Sebastian is on the call. We're supposed to have a chat today. I don't think I can do that now, but I'll squeeze that in next week. We'll have the free time. But
Hey,
yeah,
kid,
guys.
as soon as you get a chance, just shoot the recording up.
Yeah, it's a long one, so it's gonna take a while to convert, and then
Yeah. I'm gonna be losing sleep for the next 2 months.
Oh man,
Enjoy the rest of the weekend, guys, and see you either in Telegram or whenever we get a chance to chat again.
Thank you, Kish.
Yes, big man. Don't forget my time
Thank
as
you,
well.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, next week, if we've missed any call, I have 3 days next week. We can get it done. Just reach out. Don't reach out today though. Today I'm getting them from PC and the phone. So reach out tomorrow or Monday or one day next week.
Those who were supposed to have a call with you.
Yeah, if we missed a call or anything like that, or if I have time and you want a call, yeah, we can do that.
Got you.
All right, guys. See you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
See you, brother.
Cool.
Thank you, brother. See you.